Good morning, my dear student. Hope all of you are well. And today I'll start a new chapter. That is the second chapter, chemical changes and reactions. So all of you know about chemical change and physical change. Already you have the knowledge what is chemical change and what is physical change. In case of chemical change, a new substance is formed, okay, or there may be new substance are formed, okay. But in case of physical change, there will be no formation of new substance. Chemical changes are always permanent and irreversible, but physical changes are reversible and it is temporary change. Chemical changes are associated with energy change. Chemical changes are either exothermic or endothermic. Exothermic means heat is produced during a chemical change, and endothermic means heat is absorbed during a chemical change. Next we will discuss the chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are bond breaking and bond making process. A chemical bond is the attraction force between the two atoms. That attraction force holds the atoms together in a particular molecule, okay, or in a compound. Okay. Now, these chemical bonds can be formed by sharing of electron or by transferring of electron. Okay. That we will discuss in the chemical bonding chapter in details. Okay. Now, what we are discussing that chemical reactions means bond breaking and bond making process. So, to break a bond, there is attraction energy. So what is required? Energy is required. So we have to supply energy to break a particular chemical bond. And to break a chemical bond, the type of energies may be heat energy, light energy, sound energy, there may be electricity. Okay. So when we supply heat or any type of energy to reactant molecules, then it will increase its kinetic energy, okay, or it will gain some amount of kinetic energy, and the reactant molecules then will move and collide with each other, and in this way they will break their bonds, okay. So during bond breaking process, energy is required, and when new bonds are formed, then energy is released. If the released energy is higher than the absorbed energy, okay, that is supplied to break a bond, then heat is produced in a chemical reaction, and then it is called exothermic reaction. If the reverse occurs, that means the supplied energy is higher and the released energy during bond formation is lower, then heat will be absorbed. So this is called endothermic reaction. We can think about the burning of carbon. Suppose in presence of oxygen, carbon will combine with oxygen. When you will burn carbon, that will form carbon dioxide gas, and there will be production of huge amount of heat. Even if you burn the hydrocarbon, like your cooking gas, there is butane, okay, or you are burning a candle, that time also there will be formation of carbon dioxide and water, as well as huge amount of energy will be formed. So these are the exothermic reactions. And there are some endothermic reaction also. If you take nitrogen gas and oxygen gas, if you react each other, and there will be formation of nitric oxide gas, NO gas, okay, and this process there will be absorption of heat, and this is called endothermic reaction. We can think about the any type of decomposition reaction where heat is required to decompose the particular compound. Okay, these are also endothermic reactions. Okay, like we can think about that heating of calcium carbonate. So if you apply heat to calcium carbonate, then what will happen, all of you know, it will form calcium oxide and a gas will evolve, that is called carbon dioxide gas. How to understand that carbon dioxide gas is evolved? It will turn lime water milky and cannot decolorize KNO4 solution. Okay. So if you add concentrated sulfuric acid in large volume of water, don't do the reverse because there will be chance of accident. Okay. So you have to take concentrated sulfuric acid and you have to add in large volume of water. What will happen? Huge amount of heat will produce. Okay. Even if you do it in a glass apparatus, if it is not made of borosilicate like this, that heat bearing glasses, okay, then it also can crack. So a huge amount of heat will produce. And if you do another experiment, that is if you take some ammonium salt like ammonium chloride and if you dissolve in some amount of water, if you touch it, then you will observe that it is cooled. Okay, that means here heat is absorbed. So for a chemical change to occur, there are some conditions, okay, that is required for the particular chemical reactions. Next we shall discuss the condition of chemical reaction. Okay, so we will discuss the condition of chemical reactions. First one we will discuss that close contact. Okay, here we can give you one example. Suppose in ammonium hydroxide bottle there is ammonia gas and in hydrochloric acid bottle there is HCl gas. But when you take these two bottles close, very close, then ammonia and HCl gas will come in contact, and at the contact point there will be formation of dense white fume of ammonium chloride. So this is a close contact type of reaction where contact is required to occur the chemical reaction. So whatever I am telling, that ammonia gas is reacting with HCl gas and forming dense white fume of ammonium chloride. Okay. Okay. Or first it will form that gas and slowly it will form that ammonium chloride solid. Hope you can understand. Next, for some reaction to occur, we have to dissolve the reactants in water. Okay. So second condition is the solution. So the reactant molecules will react in solution state only. Suppose if you think about sodium chloride and silver nitrate, if you mix there will be no reaction. But if you dissolve NaCl in water and silver nitrate in water, then what will happen? There will be formation of heavy white PPT or cutty white PPT of silver chloride and NNO3. So these reactions only occurs in the solution state. Hope you can understand. Next condition we will tell that heat. Sometimes heat is required, okay, to perform a chemical reaction. Suppose if you take some lead nitrate, it will not decompose. But if you apply heat, then there will be some crackling sound, as well as there will be production of lead oxide, that is yellow residue, and there will be formation of reddish brown NO2 gas as well as oxygen gas. Okay, so here heat is the condition for the reaction. Okay, so twice PbNO3 whole twice, this is lead nitrate, and if you apply heat, then there will be formation of lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus there will be formation of oxygen gas. Okay, and here this is PbO is a yellow residue and NO2 is a reddish brown gas and oxygen is colorless gas. Okay, Next condition is light. There are some reaction without light it cannot be it cannot occur, okay, or it cannot be demonstrated. Like if you take some hydrogen gas and chlorine gas, then in dark condition there will be no reaction. Only when there is diffuse sunlight, then there will be reaction. So another condition, fourth condition is the light. So here hydrogen gas is reacting with chlorine gas, forming HCl gas. So this reaction occurs in presence of diffuse sunlight. Even you can think about the photosynthesis reaction. There also chlorophyll will produce glucose in presence of sunlight. Next factor I will tell, or next condition I will tell, that electricity. If you pass the electric current through pure water, there will be no reaction. But if you add little bit of acid, okay, or base, then definitely what will happen, that water will electrolytically decompose to hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, okay. So here twice H2O in presence of H plus and electricity, there will be formation of hydrogen gas, 2 volume and 1 volume of oxygen gas. Next we will discuss that pressure. Sometimes pressure is also required to perform a chemical reaction. We can think about the formation of ammonia. Here nitrogen gas is reacting with hydrogen gas and forming twice ammonia. Here above 200 atmosphere pressure is required, as well as we have to apply heat also, okay. So pressure is another condition. Next I will tell you about the sound. Sound is also one type of energy, okay. Here I can give you one example that is given in your book also. If you give some ultrasonic sound, okay, to acetylene molecule, it will breaks up, okay, into carbon and hydrogen, okay, and this reaction happens because of sound energy. So C2H2, if you give sound energy, then it will form carbon and hydrogen, okay. Next we can tell that catalyst. All of we know the formation of oxygen gas in the laboratory. Here you have to take that KClO3, twice KClO3. If you apply heat, then there will be formation of twice KCl plus thrice O2. Okay, so in this case temperature required 800 degrees centigrade. But if you use the catalyst MnO2, manganese dioxide, only at 300 degrees centigrade, the reaction will give very good yield. Okay, so here what is the function of catalyst? Catalyst accelerate the rate of a chemical reactions and remain unchanged after the reaction, okay. And it is, as it is increasing or enhancing the rate of a chemical reaction, it is called a positive catalyst. So MnO2 in this case is called positive catalyst. And there will be some negative catalyst also that will decrease the rate of a chemical reaction, okay. We can give you the example of phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid decreases the rate of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen, okay. And there are two things that you have to remember. One is promoter. Promoters are generally used for increasing the efficiency of catalyst. And catalyst poison, okay, they are decreasing the efficiency of the catalyst. Okay, so this thing you have to keep in mind. Next we will discuss the characteristics of chemical reaction. Okay, so different types of character will be there. for a particular reaction. There may be evolution of gas, there may be change of color, there may be formation of precipitate, there may be change of state. Okay, one by one I am giving the examples. First, evolution of gas. Evolution of gas. All of you know that if we take some active metal and zinc we are taking here, and if you add dilute sulfuric acid, then what will happen? There will be formation of zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. And this hydrogen gas, all of you know, burns with pop sound. So in this chemical reaction, there is evolution of gas. Or if you take some sodium bicarbonate, if you add acid solution, okay, sodium bicarbonate solution in acid solution, definitely there will be production of carbon dioxide gas. So these are the chemical reactions where gas is evolved. Okay. Next is change of color. Change of color. Now there are some chemical reaction, there may be color change. Suppose if you add lead nitrate solution to potassium iodide solution, you will get a golden yellow PPT of lead iodide. Okay, so lead nitrate aqueous solution is reacting with potassium iodide solution and it will form lead iodide and potassium nitrate. Okay. So here this is the yellow color precipitate you will get. So there is color change, lead nitrate solution and potassium both are colorless, and this one is forming, this is yellow in color. Next we can give you example, the formation of precipitate. This is also precipitate. Okay. Or in color change also we can tell that if you take some lead nitrate is colorless. Okay, whenever you are heating, finally you will get the residue of PbO, that is the yellow residue. That is also a color change reaction. Okay, and you can think about the addition of sodium hydroxide in copper sulfate solution. You will get a sky blue type of PPT. Okay, or light blue PPT. So this is also color change. If you take ferric chloride solution and if you add sodium hydroxide solution, then you will get the reddish brown precipitate. This is also color change reaction. Okay, and next, formation of precipitate, I can give you the example that barium chloride solution, if you add into sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid solution, then you will get a precipitate of barium sulfate plus twice HCl. So you are getting a white precipitate of barium sulfate. Okay, and silver nitrate case also. Okay, silver nitrate, if you add sodium chloride, then you will get a heavy white PPT of silver chloride. So these are precipitation formation type of reaction. And there are some reactions, there will be change of state. Next we will discuss change of state. Suppose carbon is in the solid state and sulfur is also in the solid state. And if you apply heat, what will happen? You will get a compound that is CH2. CH2 carbon disulfide is a solvent, that is liquid. So here from solid it is going to liquid state. So this is the change of state type of reaction. Next, there are some reaction that I am not writing here. There is the formation of fire. If you take a piece of sodium or potassium or alkali metals, if you drop inside the water, what will happen? It will catch fire because of formation of hydrogen gas. Okay, highly exothermic reaction. And one thing that is in your practical syllabus also, if you take some ammonium dichromate solid and if you apply heat, you will observe that the flash of fires, okay, like volcano, okay. So you will observe the fire will form and you will get a greenish ash of chromium oxide Cr2O3, okay. So this is the type of reaction where fire is formed, okay, formation of fire, okay. So these are the different types of, or we can tell that the characteristics of a chemical reactions. Next we will discuss the types of chemical reactions. Generally different types of chemical reactions are there, okay. and one by one we will discuss in details later. Okay, first we can write that direct combination or synthesis reaction. Suppose here A plus B is forming a compound, suppose it is forming AB. So just addition type of reaction. Okay, we will discuss these things in detail later. Okay, after next class we will discuss. Okay, next we can tell that another type of reaction, that is the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. In case of decomposition reaction, okay, suppose AB is the compound, it will decompose on heating forming A plus B. Hope you can understand. So there are different types of decomposition reaction. One we can tell that thermal decomposition reaction. Second one we can tell that electrolysis, and another we can tell that photolysis. So this is the heat. By heat we are doing that thermal decomposition. By electricity we are doing that electrolytic decomposition. By light we are doing that photolytic reaction. Okay. Next we will tell that thermal dissociation reaction. Thermal dissociation reaction. So it is different from the decomposition reaction. Here also AB is forming A plus B, but the type of reaction is reversible. Okay, so this is another type of chemical reaction, that is called thermal dissociation reaction. Okay, next we will discuss displacement or substitution reaction. Displacement or substitution reaction. Next day I will give more than 5 examples for each type of reaction, or will discuss in details. So in case of displacement or substitution reactions, you can think that A is reacting with BC, and what is happening, that A is substituting the B and it is forming AC plus B. So this is called displacement or substitution type of reaction. Next we will tell that double decomposition reaction. Double decomposition reaction. Suppose if you have taken AB plus CD, then it is producing AD plus BC. AD plus CB. You have to write the cation first, then anion. Okay. AD plus CB. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss another type of reaction. This type of reaction are called neutralization reaction. Neutralization reactions. Suppose if you add some acid and base, what will happen? If you add, so it will be 6, okay? 6, number 6. That neutralization reaction, if you add some acid and base, definitely it is exothermic reaction, there will be formation of salt and water. Okay? So this is neutralization reaction. So acid is reacting with base, forming salt and water. So these are called neutralization type of reaction. Next we will tell, or we can tell, that reversible reaction. All of you know that chemical reactions are irreversible, but there are some examples, okay, reversible reaction in chemical reactions, okay. Okay, so these are reversible reactions. So A plus B forming C plus D, and forward, backward both reaction is possible. So these are called reversible reaction. Next we will tell that isomerization reaction. Isomerization reaction. Or you can tell it as rearrangement reaction. Suppose this is a compound A, B, C, D. Okay. And this D is migrating to B. And this is the rearrangement sign. So this type of reaction is called isomerization reaction. Okay. Next day I will give you example for each case. And next we will discuss the another type of reaction that is called photochemical reaction. In photochemical reaction, what is required? Light is required as energy. So suppose A plus B, so here we are using that light, giving the sign H nu, that is nothing but light, okay, and you are getting the product. So this type of reaction is photochemical reaction, and chemistry one branch is there, that is photochemistry, okay. Next type of reaction we can tell that catalytic reaction. Catalytic reaction. In case of catalytic reaction, we are using a catalyst. Okay, suppose A is a compound. Okay, if we use some catalyst and apply heat, then there will be formation of product. You can think about the formation of oxygen gas in the laboratory. Okay. Next, we can tell that hydrolytic reaction. Hydrolytic reaction. So this is one type of hydrolysis reaction. If you take one salt like ferric chloride, if you add water, there will be formation of ferric hydroxide and HCl. So this is one type of salt hydrolysis type of reaction, and the reactions are called hydrolytic reaction. Next we will discuss type of reaction. Okay, that is the redox reaction or reduction oxidation reaction. Reduction and oxidation reaction. You can think about that sulfur is reacting with oxygen forming sulfur dioxide. So this is oxidation reaction. But if you take CuO plus, you take hydrogen and apply heat, then there will be formation of Cu plus H2O. So here CuO is releasing that oxygen. So this is a reduction type of reaction. So this is one kind of reaction. Okay. So these type of reactions you try to remember. Okay. And in your syllabus only 4 types of reactions are there, but you have to read whatever I told. Okay. So for better knowledge you have to study this thing. Okay. Next day we will discuss it in details, and there may be some another type of reaction, that is the transmutation reaction or nuclear reaction, nuclear fission reaction, nuclear fusion reactions. But today I will ask you one question: whether nuclear reactions are chemical reactions? What you will tell? So today I am not giving the answer, and in live class you will try to explain whether nuclear reaction is a chemical reaction or not. So today up to this, thank you.